there is a hole in the ego self, in the conditioned self, let's call it. There is a hole. It seems to come with the conditioned self. And that hole is the hole of emptiness that we seek to fill in a myriad number of ways, with our addictions, with our stuff, with our relationships, with our need, with our religion, with our anger, with our denial, with our suffering. We seek to ameliorate that hole, to fill that hole, to avoid that hole at all costs. That hole is very much, in many ways, the ego's idea of death, of survivalism, existential, emotional, mental survivalism is to avoid that hole, or to stuff it with stuff, to fill it up with so much stuff, that it stops being a hole in us. And this hole is neglected. We're unaware of it. We don't recognize it. We don't talk about it. We don't think about it. Even these words are nonsensical to most people. They don't mean anything. Hole? In me? What do you mean? I mean everything that you've neglected, everything that's been pushed aside. The lack of love, the lack of authority, the lack of care, the lack of need, the conditioned state, the split within us, where we become a fictional character, where we become an actor in our own lives, where we become someone, or seeking to be someone, always seeking to be someone more, to be richer, to be happier, to be more loving, to be more loved, to get our needs met, to be successful, to get more money. And on the game of life, these are all strategies that are successful. They're the games, the machinations of life, the way it is in life. Only they're all predicated, or built at least, on the avoidance of the whole. The avoidance of the whole within us. And I'm not even talking really about the existential whole that I've talked about and everybody talks about, countless videos there, although they are connected and there is a sense, of one leading in effect to the other. But for the sake of this video, I'm simply talking about the whole of that which is unaddressed within us and how we avoid it. The hole we seek to fill. Everybody's seeking to fill it. Ideas, books, thoughts, creativity. None of these things are bad. I have a lot of time for creativity. Creativity is a beautiful thing, of course. But a lot of creativity. In fact, I remember this for myself. I used to love the pop stars. I used to love the rock stars who were wounded. Syd Barrett, Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin. The wounded ones, the wounded heroes. They had a hole within them that got poured into creativity. We call that fantastic because we resonate with the pain. But at a certain point, maybe it stops working. Not always, not for everybody. But you have to sort of think, is it working or isn't it working? Am I avoiding? Am I flourishing? Am I growing? Am I becoming whole? Or am I just living a fractured life where I'm avoiding the whole? And by, the invitation is to go enter that hole, really that's just another way. I've just come up with another way of saying face yourself, because facing oneself is facing the whole within oneself, the perceived whole. There is no whole, but there is a perceived whole, because there is a denial within us. And it's that very whole of denial, that whole of pain, the whole of our suffering, the whole of the neglect, the lack of love, that we must enter, to go into the whole, to turn away from always constantly going towards the things that bring pain relief, and to say, no, I'm done with the pain relief, I'm going to go into the pain. Because it's true, that is where the light is. That is where the healing is. The healing is in the pain. The wholeness is in the whole. The union is in the whole. The medicine is in the wound. And if the medicine is in the wound, then we must enter the whole. And this is just the simplicity of a video saying simply that. The medicine is in the whole. The healing is in the whole. The light is in the darkness. And we can't just keep on running away from it all our lives. So this is the invitation to enter that whole. And keep on entering that whole until it stops being a whole. And you come home to something far more beautiful than the inner divided state that is always avoiding what it doesn't want to feel. Bless you.